Hello and welcome to the Job and Internship Jumpstart workshop hosted by the Career Center at Western Washington University. Today we'll cover key information about searching effectively for jobs and internships, including how to use online job boards effectively, strategies for searching beyond the job boards, and tips for organizing your search. The goal is to provide you with a toolkit of strategies and resources to find opportunities. If you're curious to learn more about creating strong applications, I also encourage you to check out our other workshop about resumes and cover letters. If we reach the end of the presentation and your question still isn't answered, feel free to send a detailed message with your question to careers@ww.edu and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Before we get started, I would like to give a roadmap of the topics we will be covering today. In this workshop, we will start with a job search check-in. Then, we will talk about how to learn how to identify what you're looking for. Next, we'll talk about job search strategies. Then, we'll talk about how to start a job search routine. And finally, we'll discuss some resources for your next steps. Before we dive in, take a moment to reflect on how your job or internship search is going so far. Consider jotting down some notes for yourself as you reflect on these questions. Where are you looking for opportunities? What is going well, and where are you running into challenges? What questions do you have? I'll be sharing a range of tips and resources throughout the workshop. Reflecting on what's currently working and what isn't will help you identify some action items that make sense for your personal job or internship search. To search effectively for jobs or internships, you need to identify what you're looking for. If you haven't already, consider what is important to you in this next job or internship. What is essential? What would be nice to have? We have reflection questions on the Explore Self page of our website that can help guide that process. If you're not sure what types of jobs or internships might be good fits for you, consider browsing a resource like What Can I Do with This Major?, which is linked on our Connect Major to Career page. It can help you identify different career options that are common for people in your field of study. ONET Online is another helpful resource, especially for identifying keywords to use in your online job or internship search. It surveys professionals nationwide about their work. The page for each occupation includes a list of common job titles, which you can use as keywords. You can find this resource on our Explore Careers page. As job seekers, we often focus mostly, or even exclusively, on browsing online job boards. Most employers start with their networking and then move to paying to post positions. Diversifying your search options is the key to finding a job. Reach out, attend events, and use search engines. All are effective together. In the next few slides, we'll briefly talk about how to maximize the time you spend searching online. Then, we'll dive into other job search strategies. For the online side of your search, Handshake is an important tool. It specializes in entry-level talent, and it has the most opportunities for current students and recent grads. As a Western student or alum, you have access to a free account. Next, I'll share a few tips for maximizing your search on Handshake. Keeping your career interests up to date will help Handshake suggest job or internship postings that align with your interests. When you're logged on to Handshake, you can find this section by clicking on your initials in the upper right corner. The questions in this section will ask you about your location preferences, types of opportunities you're looking for, and industries that interest you. You can adjust your answers at any time. When possible, we want to simplify the job search by having some of the opportunities come to you. Follow employers in Handshake that interest you to get a notification anytime they post a new job or are coming to campus for an event. Similarly, saving jobs will help you organize your search, and will also teach Handshake what kinds of opportunities you're looking for. New jobs and internships are posted all the time. Check back regularly. I also encourage you to try a variety of keywords for your search. Different employers may use different titles and keywords for the similar roles. Lastly, if you're searching in a smaller community like Bellingham, stick with fewer filters. 2 to 3 is often enough. As a starting point, you might even consider filtering by just job or internship location and full-time or part-time. This helps lower the chances of accidentally filtering out opportunities that might be a good fit. For a search in a bigger city like Seattle, More filters may be useful to trim down the number of postings you are sorting through. Handshake also has an events section. All of our Career Center workshops are listed there, and employers can also host events. These are free and usually virtual, so they can be a great way to gather more information during your job search. As you can see in these examples, events have labels so you can filter by things like if the organization is actively hiring. Just like job postings, new events are added regularly. As I mentioned earlier, most successful job searches use a variety of strategies. With that in mind, here are some tips. Attend events and workshops that will allow you to connect with employers and others at Western who may also be able to help you look for positions. Handshake has a list of events, and so does the Career Center. Make sure to check out the events page on our website. The Career Center hosts a career fair every quarter for students and alumni to connect with employers. Attending a career fair is a great way to expand your network, learn about potential employers, and get connected to future internships and jobs. You can also explore events beyond campus where you might meet people in your fields of interest, such as networking events or volunteering opportunities. Networking doesn't just happen at planned professional events. It also occurs in your daily interactions with classmates, faculty, family, friends, neighbors, acquaintances, supervisors, and coworkers. Talk to these people about your career-related goals and see if they connect you to others, and be prepared for unexpected networking opportunities. We also recommend identifying some possible employers you want to work for. Many employers post to the careers and employment section of their website, and the position never makes it to other search engines. You can use your Handshake page to find employers, and you can use LinkedIn to see what employers WW graduates are working for. Job and internship search sites can be a great way to find jobs, as long as they are not the only strategy you're relying on. Check out the Career Center's Find a Job page for plenty of recommended job and internship search sites. International students can use Going Global or Handshake to identify employers who have a track record of working with students with CPT or OPT. If you're looking for flexible or freelance work, Parker Dewey has paid project-based internships that could be a good fit. Do you want help looking for a job in the Seattle or Bellingham area? Employment agencies can help you look for your next job for free. Employers work with employment agencies to locate employees for full-time, part-time, and temporary positions. Most employment agencies ask you to fill out an application on their website and/or send them your resume and cover letter to get started. The next step is an interview with the agency to help them understand what you're looking for. Remember that you should never work with a staffing agency that wants you to pay for their services. You can find some staffing agency options on our Find a Job webpage in the More Job Search Resources section. Here's a photo of one of our past career fairs. Attending a career fair can be a great way to meet employers, gather information about different organizations, and stand out as an applicant. If you want tips on how to prepare for the career fair and information about what to expect, check out the career fair page of our website. We'll have a Career Center table at the career fair where you can stop by and ask questions. You can find details including dates, times, and location of our upcoming career fairs on the events page of the Career Services Center website. Here's a screenshot of how you can locate this. If you're curious to see which employer will be attending a career fair, you can view that in Handshake by looking up the event and selecting the Employers tab. This can help you plan who you'd like to talk to and what questions you'd like to ask them. Ask a Viking is another helpful resource for the networking side of your job search. It's a friendly starting point for gathering information, advice, and perspectives from alumni who are often excited to share what they know. All you do is craft a message sharing a bit about yourself and what you're hoping to learn, and then the system matches your message with WW alumni in the directory and sends it to their email. As you come across job postings, it's common to wonder if you're qualified enough, even if it's entry level. Remember that there are many skills, strengths, and experiences you bring. Internships are an opportunity to gain experience. Most entry-level positions ask for 1 to 2 years of experience. Students have that experience through the knowledge and skills gained through coursework, volunteer work, club and campus leadership, part-time positions, full-time positions, and paid/unpaid positions. It's all experience. and we can help you ensure that you're giving yourself full credit for your accomplishments in your resumes and cover letters. Here is an example of how someone made an accomplish-based statement based on their experience. This person started with an experience as a dog walker. Then they listed what they did, which was walked dogs for 45 minutes, marketed their business, and followed up with contacts. And then they delved deep into the skills that they used. In this scenario, they used communication, organization, designed flyers, time management, and the ability to meet deadlines, and client relations. Then they listed the results and accomplishments of their experience, which were they generated 6 clients who used their services weekly, and they created marketing materials for social media. Here's the finished accomplishment statement. Generated 6 clients who use services weekly through promoting business with creation of flyers and social media posts. This is an example of breaking down an experience to pull out the transferable skills and describe your accomplishments in a way that gives you full credit. To learn more about this, you can check out our How to Write Resume content handout, listed on the resume page of our website. Next, we'll talk about starting a routine for job search. A job search takes time, and you probably have many competing priorities as a student. Schedule in time weekly for your job search. Pick days and times that you know work best for you and your schedule. Try to be specific and consistent. Challenge yourself to break things down into smaller steps. Making progress, even on a small scale, will help you maintain momentum. It's also important to stay organized as you start your job search. Here are some tips to stay organized. Start a tracking document that identifies the position, organization, date you applied, and if you've heard back about the position. This will help when identifying who you want to follow up with. You can make your own in Excel or use a free job application tracker like Teal. Always make sure to save a screenshot or copied version of the position description to refer back to. This is helpful for interview preparation, and some organizations may take the job post down prior to making a hire. As we prepare to wrap up, I want to remind you of some key resources for your next steps. Handshake is Western's primary job and internship search platform. Learn more about Handshake on the Career Center's website. Feel free to check out the Find a Job webpage on the Career Center website, as it has additional resources to support you in your job and internship search. Regularly check the Career Center events page or Handshake for upcoming career fairs. Connect with alumni to learn more about internships and post-graduation opportunities. A big kudos to you for taking the first step towards finding your next job or internship. Thank you for watching the recorded version of the Job and Internship Jumpstart hosted by the Career Center at Western Washington University. If you have additional questions, feel free to message us at careers@ww.edu.